Hey guys, how you doing? It's good to be here with you on this Thursday evening, September 25th, 2025. And stream just started here on my so this is what I'm streaming to my YouTube channel. I see I got a few people watching on there. Also just started on Facebook as well. And even on my TikTok, Firecracker D89. So that's why I'm streaming to. And thanks for joining me here on this weather chat. It's been a while since I've done this, and a few reasons why that is. One of the reasons why is it's officially fall, and we're going to be talking about severe weather preparedness in the fall. There are some things I'll be going over. Also, kind of recapping the recent weather that we've had. How the past few months we have seen more dry weather, less rain, even though the recent rain we had was beneficial. And also, we'll talk about even, like I said, some fall weather preparedness, all that sort of thing. I want to talk about volleyball first. I thought this was an interesting stat when I was looking this up earlier. And I'm going to go to the NJCAA website, and there's a local player who is already one of the tops of the nation with this particular stat. Now, those of you here in Fairfield know Riley Edwards. Remember, Riley covered her the high school level for volleyball, a little bit at Jasper Grade School. And I think this is a very interesting stat and one that I want to share with you. I was doing some research earlier on the NJCAA website. So there's, NJCAA Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. So Frontier Community College, as an example, is NJCAA D1. Vincennes University, where Riley goes to, is NJCAA D1. Riley is in the top 5 nationally regarding this stat, and I think it's very interesting. So here it is. So this is the stat I'm pulling up here for you. I hopped before about maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. I was doing some research. I always think research is one of the vital components of being a good broadcaster, just based on my experience, based on my years covering local and collegiate athletics. If you see right here, Kaliko showing at Blaine College. Blaine College has been nationally ranked at top 20 for some time. You have Reagan Essex, Jackson State Community College. Nicole De La Cruz, Vincennes University. That's Riley's teammate. And then Riley Edwards, 4th, VU. This is the service aces category. Riley Edwards is in the top 5 with 53 service aces. Her teammate De La Cruz, 55. And you have Essex and Schilling, both with 56. And then you have another player, Camden Bizot, we'll say, Bizot, a blend with 50. I think it's really cool. And this is actually one of the categories for service aces per set. And so you can actually see Riley's right now with 0.71, whereas for Essex, for example, it's 0.97. I just think it's really cool to see a local player be, again, nationally ranked up there in the top 5. In fact, just right before hopping on, I happened to pull up the page. Now, Schilling was actually 4th, but Blend just updated their stats, and she's tied in 1st with Essex. But I think that's very interesting. So shout out to Riley Edwards. Good to see Riley being in the top 5 for service aces. So I thought that was pretty cool. Switching gears, let's talk about here for a moment. We had talk about fall severe weather preparedness, because we have seen storms in the past impact our area and region here for the fall. And I want to pull this up here to show you guys. Now, first of all, before I start off with that, if you guys recall in the spring, we had a very active severe weather season. We had multiple severe weather outbreaks. Live chat's open, by the way, guys. If you guys want to comment as well, I'll say hi to you. This is what this is. This is the 2025 Storm Prediction Center Tornado watch outline shape files. The total tornado watches is 184. And I apologize for my overlay being cut off at the screen. Let me do something real quick here. Oops, my bad. I have try this again. And maybe where it's kind of hard to see. Okay, hang on. This is why we can't have nice things in. This is why we can't have nice things in life. There we go. Okay. Technology. All right. So areas covered by 10 or more watches in a year will be solid red. What do you see here? We're about right here. So we're one of those areas that's kind of like not really so much of the darkest red, but if you kind of see like Western Kentucky, deep Southern Illinois, Western Tennessee, Arkansas, into Oklahoma, you see northern Louisiana, northern Mississippi. This area right here that I'm kind of circling with the cursor of my mouse is where we've seen 10 or more tornado watches over the year. And obviously we still got a few months to go of 2025. But that goes to show you that the majority of those watches for us in our area and region was back in the spring, back in, March, April, May. So I wanted to show you guys that just to show you how active it's been. And Tornado Alley is usually from Texas all the way up to North Dakota. You can see all the states in Tornado Alley that Oklahoma seems like it's been the state that has the most, tornado watches. But you see how if there was ever a second Tornado Alley, that, we would be in that second Tornado Alley right here. So if there was what I would say, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri. But again, we still got a few months to go of 2025. We talked about talking about the dry stretch that we were in. We were talking about how, we were in a drought. We had scorching hot temperatures. I would drive around and see dust being kicked up from mowers and combines out in the fields. And even like when we had the rain and storms late last week, which was beneficial, which was a very welcoming rain, and even into early this week. Now, I was not in town Saturday. I was gone up north. So I don't know how it did here in Fairfield. All I know is I saw a couple of storms on radar, and that was it. I don't know how much rain was dumped. And I know the Fall Fun Fest was going on. It was the last day of it. But I will say that the rain that we received was very beneficial. And so we will certainly take it. Cooler temperatures, if you look right here, in the 80s. And again, we're officially into the fall season, folks. No mention of any rain from now until all the way till Thursday of next week. So it's rain free. Now, obviously, as we get down here, I know this is a little bit cut off here, but I will tell you that this is where, maybe this is what I need to do. Let me transition just to show you guys this. So as you can see right here, pretty much, no mention of any rain at all. So we're going to be in another dry stretch of a pattern, but at least we had some rain like last week into early this week, which kind of helped dampen things a little bit. But I will tell you this, the ground is starting to harden once again. So let's talk about fall preparedness for severe weather. And I thought this is some very, very interesting stuff here from Paducah. This is already up on their site to where you guys can check it out. But they have these graphics over the course, and let me go back up here a little bit. So the 2025 Fall Severe Weather Safety Preparedness Campaign runs from September 29th, which is next week, through October 3rd. This is an opportunity to increase awareness and promote preparedness of severe weather hazards during the fall season, and also to generate an increase in the level of response to watches and warnings. Now, I understand, I get it. I know what you guys are thinking. Well, we had severe weather in the spring. We did. We had multiple severe weather outbreaks. Folks, this is fall where I have seen severe weather events happen in the fall. Fall is no slouch by any means when it comes to severe weather. Severe weather can happen any time of the year. So there is going to be a live stream coming up from Paducah next Monday, September 29th, 7 o'clock, to discuss awareness and preparedness for the upcoming fall severe weather season, as well as to answer any questions you guys may have. So I'm giving Paducah a plug here for this. Um, as we scroll down here through the list, are you prepared? Do you have at least more than one way to receive multiple warnings? Do you know where your safe place or shelter is? Have you made an emergency kit? And as you can see right there, that make sure you have food, water, medications, other supplies for at least 3 days. The falling leaves and cooler temperatures are a sure sign the fall season is underway. However, this change of seasons can bring strong to severe storms along with tornadoes as the atmosphere can become more conducive to more violent weather. Be prepared. As we see here, let me close out this. As we see here, with the noteworthy fall tornado events, I'm going to pull this up here. Let me see. I may have to go pull it up on a different window here. So just give me a moment as I do that. But I will say that this is where got to be prepared for the fall, folks. We got to be prepared. So let me see here if I can pull this, because last time I pulled up, it was really way zoomed in. And let me see here. So these are the events that happened. I'm going to do something real quick here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take myself away here for a little bit. So here's some noteworthy fall tornado events. So you go back to 2013, for example. I remember the 12 tornadoes, including the deadly Brookport EF3. Brookport, right across the river from Paducah, close to Metropolis. You also have Owensboro, Kentucky. 2 F3 tornadoes. Now, that was before the enhanced Fujita scale was implemented, but 2 F3 tornadoes occurred, killing 25 in southwest Indiana. That is the same tornado that actually touched down on the Kentucky side, and it actually caused heavy damage to Ellis Park, and then it hit a mobile trailer home area, southeast side of Evansville, and it moved up, I think, into Boonville. I think then it lifted after that. But there's actually video of Wayne Hart doing coverage of that on YouTube that you can find, and I've watched it multiple times. And I have asked Wayne personally about that tornado. So you can see the funnel, you can see the cone right there. And I believe this was taken off of a Deaconess Hospital cam in the middle of the night. And I think that's the only, as far as we know to this day, that's the only visual confirmation that you can see the tornado, the wedge, the cone. I have asked Wayne at one point during the live broadcast of that event, was there ever a visual from their tower cam of that? And he said no. They played it frame by frame. They checked it multiple times. Nothing. It was not there. At one point during the live stream, you could actually watch on YouTube, but you could actually see where it looked like it, but it was not. And then record outbreak of 19 tornadoes into microburst. We had a microburst earlier this year in this area, actually. So I thought that was very interesting. But again, just a reminder that we have seen tornadic events. We have seen strong tornadoes. Again, EF2 on up is considered strong. EF2, EF3s are considered strong. EF4s, EF5s are considered violent. And so as we go back here to this, and I thought this is a very interesting graphic here. Let me see if I can pull this up. There it is. So some important facts about fall tornadoes. Tornadoes during the fall months tend to be fast moving. You may have less time to react to a warning if one is issued. Every day we head toward the winter solstice, we lose daylight. That's a very good point. It's already dark right now. I mean, guys, I was driving around town about, a little after 6:30 and saw that, darkness was creeping in. So if a tornado occurs, it will likely be at night, which means you'll be unable to see it. Now, I myself, I am tired of the 4 p.m. darkness days, like you all are. I know, I get it, but it is something that, again, that we are, just kind of tired of it. And so, um, but it's going to be a reality before long. Most people do not think of the fall season as a time to expect severe weather. Severe weather can occur in fall as we transition seasons from summer to winter. And this is where we're going to be seeing some back and forth here with the temperatures. We saw it, as you recall, back in the spring and the summer, how as it seemed like spring would not let go of its grasp, and how summer crept in. It went back to spring a little bit. It went back to summer. And now we're starting to see the transition. We're seeing a transition of that. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys that because, again, how fall tornadoes, again, can be faster moving. So it is something worthy of note. Now, that was for Monday's graphics, and there's all kinds of information right there for you that Paducah has. Over the course of the fall season. Here's another reminder, too, about what makes a storm severe. A severe storm is not, lots of lightning, thunder, torrential downpours, tiny hailstones, wind gust of 40 miles per hour. A severe thunderstorm is a thunderstorm that produces quarter size or 1 inch or larger hail and or wind gusts 58 miles per hour or stronger. So that is what that is. Also, one thing of note about flooding, we did see some flooding back in the spring when we had the severe weather events. Don't drive around barricades. And also, there may be areas where you may not have a barricade, where, you see, the water, during the day, but at night, as when flooded roadways are, you just can't see them. So, but anyways, I'm saying here, there is there's that. Sorry about that. Just happened to see something on my phone here. Thought I saw something. Even if water appears calm, stronger current can be hidden further down in deeper waters. Debris in the water can be deadly, and 12 to 24 inches of moving water can sweep your car off the road. So again, as I always say, don't turn around, don't drown. You'll know how deep that water is. Again, they have all kinds of graphics here. This is for Thursday, by the way. Again, you can access this through Paducah. Mobile devices, remaining alert is key, wireless emergency alerts. So all kinds of really good, solid information about the fall severe weather. And again, this is part of their fall severe weather safety and preparedness campaign. So anyway, guys, that was a little weather chat. I just want to tell you about the fall. I just feel like sometimes we, with the cooler temperatures, we always talk about pumpkin spice everything. We talk about, cider and all that. Fall is my favorite time of year. Really enjoyed the fall season. Really like the temperatures. I love, where we start to see hoodie weather and, hot chocolate and all that. Good cup of hot coffee in the morning and, pumpkin spice, everything, and cider and all that. I've had some great cider, by the way. In fact, I had an apple cider float. There is such thing as an apple cider float. It was like apple cider, but like a scoop or two of vanilla ice cream in it. Really good. Highly recommend you guys try that. But anyway, that is all I have. Let me see if there was anything else here. But again, just be aware about fall. Be aware about the fall weather season here. have some people hop on here. So with that being said, I'm not seeing any more traction, uh, but again, it's a little weather chat here. So as always, keep an eye, on my Facebook page. Anytime I have severe weather coming up, you guys know that I share information, I post information on there. Um, and so just keep it on my Facebook page. This is also archived as well. You guys can go back and watch it if you happen to miss out on it. But again, just want to encourage you guys to always be vigilant, always be aware about severe weather for the fall season as we transition from summer to fall. And also, obviously, losing daylight as well. So daylight hours getting shorter and shorter by the day. Before long, we'll be seeing that 4 p.m. darkness. So, but in the meantime, guys, stay weather aware as always. And hopefully we'll have a nice, quiet, calm fall season. But again, we just can't overlook anything at this point in terms of fall. So I did see cousin Sonny liked the live stream. That's cool. But again, always be weather aware. Thanks for watching, and see you guys. Like for severe weather or through my Facebook post and all that. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and also please check out Paducah's site for more weather content information. As always, I'm not a licensed meteorologist. I like to track storms for fun as a hobby, and so anyway, before I go, I just happened to think this. Before I go here, guys, sorry about that. I just happened to think this. I have received here an update regarding the radar app I use. And let me see if I can pull it up here. It has changed a little bit, not much. So I pull it up here. Take a little bit. Yep. It has changed some, not totally. But here's the bigger picture. Now, at this time, this is all radar collider. There's no mention here. Let me go pull this back up here. Sorry, guys. And let me pull up this. So it has changed a little bit. The radar I use, it's right now 61 in Fairfield. We'll zoom in a little bit tighter. 61 in Fairfield, kind of hard to see with that radar clutter right there. 66 in Florida, 63 in Albany. Right now at Evansville, about 67. Pretty pleasant temperatures. We zoom out a little bit. You go down there to about the south. You can even see the Bahamas right now. It's 84. This is also pretty neat. I just now noticed this too. I'm just kind of playing around with it. This is Humberto, by the way, out in the Atlantic. This is kind of like a forecast track. I think it's pretty cool. There's Humberto, the forecast cone. It's advisory 5. There's also going to be, there's another storm right over here over Puerto Rico that's moving its way to the northwest as well. And we'll see how these two tropical disturbances interact with each other. But I think the one that's over here in the Puerto Rico area is the one that, just by watching some analysis and everything, that one has the potential to possibly, and I say possibly, still several days away from now, but possibly strike the southeastern U.S. By the way, in Mexico, it's already in the 80s. So I just want to show you guys that little cool update here. Again, it was updated recently. So we'll be using this radar for sure. All right. All right, guys. Wait. Have a wonderful rest of your night.